Dating in this world is hard, whether it's indecisive guys, indecisive women, taxes. There are many things holding you back from finding the love of your life. Hi, I'm Ben Ziraka, and today I'm going to educate you on why you should date the men, the women, the scream queens, the scream kings, and everything in between of horror movie franchises. Strap in. Just a heads up, this is not relationship advice. This is therapy avoidance. And I'm gonna let you guys know, this one is gonna get bloody. Alrighty, to start this video off, I believe we need to represent royalty right by starting off with the scream queens, the girlfriend who can outrun death and show you a good time. That's right, we're gonna be talking around the scream queens of horror media. Scream queens, horror's ultimate survivor. She's seen death, trauma, and 10 different reboots that spanned in multiple franchises. But she's still slaying, literally, and most of the time trying to avoid herself from getting slain herself, even on the emotional level. We're gonna go ahead and start with Scream Queen royalty with Jamie Lee Curtis, the blueprint. With a knife, generations of trauma, that's going to be enough for you and your entire family. Not to mention we have even more to come. Neve Campbell, Sidney Prescott from Scream, one of the greatest horror movie franchises of all times. And she's been around for, we're coming on 7 at 2026. Now, you never have to worry about her picking up the phone. But even beyond that, you have even modern day Scream Queens with people like Samara Weaving, representing in Ready or Not. I'm going to tell you what, if I was staying awake up late at night and I hear a noise downstairs, I'm not going to check. I'm going to sprint her. Guess who has a shotgun? I don't have a shotgun. I'm going to be cowering upstairs. Or, if you need someone who apparently loves to be covered in blood, Jenna Ortega. So, I'm going to say this, if someone's that comfortable being covered in blood, that's a perfect person you want to fit in your home. Now, I should say this, amongst all of these amazing and incredible Scream Queens, there does lay an overwhelming factor. Now, when you date a Scream Queen, you obviously kind of have to deal with what's making them scream. So we're going to start things off with the cons of Scream Queens. So, the con of a Scream Queen. First of all, she has millions of eyes on her already, or at least one very important set of eyes. Whether it's Jamie Lee Curtis, you have to worry about Michael Myers creeping around corners. I'm gonna tell you what, I'm a big boy, and I don't really want to see what it's like getting pinned against a wall with a knife. That's just not for me. Or whether it means that you have to deal with double trouble from a ghost face killer trying to get down. I just don't think that's really what you're looking for. Now, with these pretty noticeable red flags do come a plethora of green flags. So we're going to go ahead and start things off on this side with the green flags. First of all, being a Scream Queen requires endurance. You have to be able to run and move for at least 2 hours and 45 minutes, depending on runtime. These people are designed to perfectly get away and maximize energy. I'm going to tell you what, if you're getting pegged, you're going to want someone who's not going to break down when a hip starts to hurt. No, you need someone with stability who's going to keep at you all night long. Not to mention, someone who's going to want to get you in shape. You never know when you're going to be chased by a serial killer, right? Yeah, no, but besides that, we are ultimately aiming for a strong dynamic. Scream Queens are a strong foundation because they are an archetype of strength and representation. It is one of the ultimate designs of taking the damsel of distress and making her a essential part of the story. You have to have the last final girl because they're the ones who stand. Now, plenty of women die in movies, plenty of guys die in movies, plenty of people die in movies. But having a character that can overstand the odds, that can kill Jason Voorhees, that can kill Michael Myers for a movie, having these characters are what give hope and stand as endurances and overall just representation of women in media. So, just remember, Scream Queens, might be the way to go. But enough with the Scream Queens, because they're not the only ones we're talking about in this movie, are we? No. Now, you cannot have Scream royalty without introducing the counterpart. That is, of course, going to be our Scream Kings. Now, I should let you guys know I'm going a little off script on this. I can't read, so we're going to just kind of judge by names here. So, first things first, with Scream Kings, we have plenty of even more examples. Personally, one of my favorite examples is the main protagonist of Nightmare on Elm Street 2, who is a straight man. Just gonna leave that out there. I want you to watch that movie. No, okay, hey, pause this video. I think it's still on Netflix. Watch Nightmare on Elm Street 2, and I want you to tell me if this is a straight man. He goes to a gay club, by the way. Like, no, this is... I think actually the director... Okay, Benzi Rocca, go ahead and show a little snippet right here.
So the director purposely wanted it to have homoerotic subtones, like similar to that of Top Gun.
I knew it! Okay, yeah, perfect.
Yeah. No, yeah. Because, I mean, bro's freaking having like a weird-ass dance going on and shaking full ass when he's cleaning up his room.
Hey, sometimes we all gotta shake a little ass, you know, it'd be like that.
Also, Elm Street 2 is streaming on HBO Max right now.
HBO Max, go check it out. Don't pirate movies. Check out HBO Max. Or buy physical. Physical's not dying. But yeah, no. And who are we gonna be without one of the pillars of Scream King media, Ash Williams? Bruce Campbell's adaptation of Ash Williams in the Evil Dead franchise spans not only two partial reboots, because they're not technically, because if you ask the director, they're actually in the same universe. Technically, the Necronomicon causes stories to kind of retell itself. So, not fully reboots, but reboots enough. So, when you look at the stories of Ash, you see a stable man. See, when you watch this, you might see the badass killer, or badass guy, who, you know, you see Ashy Slashy. You see the guy that's killing the Deadites. That's the one who came from the sky. But you know what I see? I see a strong jawline. I see a guy with soft hand. That other hand, oh, you can keep that over there. But also, who's a good boyfriend? Who's gonna take you out on a vacation in a remote cabin? So you guys can have a little alone time. I'm gonna say this, not really his fault. That also just so happened to be the place where some guys decided to go to Egypt and bring back all of their ancient Sumerian demonic stuff. That kind of just unfortunate. But besides the point, we need to stand with our kings, because I think that the fact that Scream Kings have been going strong for so long, showing that not only females in distress, but also males in distress, can be an endearing part of horror movie medias. Now, ultimately, we do not want anyone to be in distress in real life, but I think having these forms of media really just shows you the truer form of a person's heart. Because that's the thing, you see someone screaming and not wanting to die, what I see is someone who's comfortable with their emotions. Someone who's okay with, you know, being, like, vulnerable, and, you know, someone who's strong, someone who's tough and who's going to defend you. So, whether it's going to be the badass Samara Weaving, or if it's going to be the handsome Bruce Campbell, there are plenty of Scream Kings, Queens, and royalties out there for all of us, I believe. Now, I feel like I'm forgetting something.
What about the killers?
Huh? Also, you guys probably can't hear this, but off to like, I don't know, like 200 yards away, there's just been coyotes going fucking ape shit. It's been scaring the shit out of us. We're filming outside right now. We have a we set up the studio. Here, Benzuraka, go ahead and show the actual room we're filming in. Yeah, this is what the studio looks like.
Right? This is peak.
Parents' garage.
Alright, you got this. Have fun.
Yeah, thank you. Also, shout out to Playmaker, who's cameraman and set director assistant.
I'm the crew.
Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and start things off for this final segment. Whether it's making your heart beat a little bit, making your palms a little sweaty, and the ones who can't get you out of their minds. Today, on this part of the video, we're going to be talking about the killers of horror movies. Now, we're going to start things off. Horror movies have been going on since way back in the early 1900s, kicking things off with such subjects as Nosferatu, Dracula, and even Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. These adaptations of horror media truly shook the world because they took away from the comedic aspects of silent film. You know, these things that were meant to be seen as forms of endearment, excitement, and they decided to put that in their head and start introducing unbridled true horror, or, if you're in my case, sexual attraction. Now, when you have examples of horror movies, more often than not, you're going to think about the multi-fanged creature from the Black Lagoon that's trying to drown you. You're trying to think of the lumbering Frankenstein who's going to clobber you to death because he has the mind of a child. Or even Dracula who's going to grab you by the throat, squeeze you a little tightly, feel you pulse in his hands. Oh, sorry. Got a little distracted, my bad. Or you're going to feel yourself get absolutely terrified by the creature that lives in London. Yes, that's right. British people. So, with so many forms of horror media, there's so many different ways that things can be interpreted. What's the word?
Interpreted?
That's not it.
It is. It's
interpretive?
Here, I got you.
Yeah, interpretive.
There's so many different types of horror media. There's so many different ways each subject could be interpreted.
Thank you. You did your job good.
Let's go!
Yeah, you get your rations for the week.
Let's go, I'm so hungry.
So with that, I believe in taking that into my own ideas and thought processes, and I've derived my pros and cons of why you should date a serial killer and a horror movie. Now, with serial killers, you have to think that there are many aspects of them that might be a little out there, and we'll get to that, but we'll start off with their pros, such as you're going to have someone who you never have to worry if they're thinking about you or not, because they probably have a wall dedicated to you in their room. Or someone who takes interest in your hobbies. You're never going to have to worry about someone not really caring about what you say, because you're going to have people always having eyes on you. Because they love you, and they think that you're perfect, and they just want to know your favorite tasks, whether that's eating, sleeping, going to school, or walking with friends, and people who are going to try and keep you guys apart. But don't you know that they love you? But besides that, you also have a strong figure, someone who's going to protect you. Now, whether that means that you're going to have the strong, meaty arms of Michael Myers. Once again, in case I already did this clip, go ahead and show again. He held a grown man with one hand and pinned him to a wall. That's hard, okay? I don't know if you know, like, how much a human body... That is... Okay, that actor, this is his weight. Now, he's holding a full-grown man's body weight pinned up against a wall and stabs him so hard with the force to literally go through him and pin him to the wall. That's a strong guy, okay? And he's just supposed to be normal in that movie. Not whole, like, Mark of Thorn or anything, but... Or, you're gonna have someone who knows how to cook. I'm gonna tell you what, Leatherface's barbecue, he's gonna get all dressed up nice, he's gonna set everything out, he's gonna treat you like you're the only one in the world. And, he's a family man. Now, what about if you're trying to get with one of the more effeminate horror movie characters? Now, whether that means that's gonna be our good old Patrick Bates. No, Patrick Bateman is American Psycho. Who's Bates Motel?
Norman Bates?
Sorry. Whether that means getting a little bit more feminine with Norman Bates, you know, mommy issues aside, which, hey, some people say is a plus. I don't know. Apparently. According to Reddit. Or if you want someone who's going to absolutely spoil you, maybe take you to Dorsia. You have plenty of options with plenty of variety. Maybe you want someone who's going to watch a movie with you. Or you're going to want someone who can always keep you on your toes. And I'll even tell you what, sometimes you might even be in for a little double date, if you know what I'm saying. Little trip to Paris. Eh? Some of the ghost faces here. Now that's the thing. No matter what your niche is, or what your type of man is, type of woman, or type of interest, or type of person you're trying to interest in, there are plenty of options. But here are some of the things that you may want to keep an eye out for while you're trying to court the love of your life. Well, to starters, it is true that you're probably always going to be on their minds. Now, if they just so happen to see you walking around the corner with one of your friends, is it really their fault if they may, interpret that as you're cheating on them and you hate them and they actually want them to die? Maybe. That might not be amazing. Or if movie night entails that you have 7 more days until you have to see them, which, in my opinion, is kind of a little bit of a time extent, if you only see someone for 7 days. Maybe it's more of like a hookup. Watch a movie and you hook up 7 days later. I don't know, whatever floats your boat, I guess. Or, not to mention that sometimes you kind of have to end things early. Imagine if you're getting hot and heavy with this guy, and you actually just kind of fucked up, and it's just that time of the month where, rather than have to worry about a little Aunt Flo, he turns into a ravenous werewolf and rips your skin off. I feel like maybe periods would be a little bit better. I don't know, maybe that's just the feminist in me, though, I could say. I think that you raise a lot of fear, especially like Leatherface. Yeah, he's a family guy. He's gonna cook for you. Maybe cooking for you means he's gonna kill all your friends and feed you them. Which, hey, if you're friends like me, my friends like to go to the gym. So, macros. I think that you run a lot of different issues, and ultimately, what is strife, suffering, if not just love persevering? It is truly what you take, what you give, and what your goals are. And finding the right one might mean that you just kind of have to go through a couple. Because you do have the golden gems out there. You're going to have people like Candyman, who did everything for the love of his life. And is a tragic story about a man whose life was taken too soon, and in doing so, was robbed of the love of his life. Not all horror movie characters are horrible people. They do horrible things, and I do believe that there are many of them who are completely unredeemable. But it's kind of what you find in the beauty of a horror movie, isn't it? Your interpretation. Seeing it and saying, who's good, who's bad, was it real, was it not? Why was that guy dressed like his mom again? I really cannot tell you Psycho for the life of me. I watched an episode. Okay, this is actually a really fucked up story. 2 years ago, I turned on TV for the first time. Like, I wasn't watching YouTube. An episode of The Good Doctor came on, and I legitimately thought I was watching Bates Motel because I forgot that they were the same actor.
Because he's in both of them.
Yeah, no, that actually fucked me up. Right. I was like, why is Norman Bates doing a chest crack?
I was like, why is he autistic as fuck? More than normal.
That's a crazy. But of course, just remember, y'all, if you have a clown fetish, you got options. Yeah. I love editing. Alright, here, let's go ahead and ask the guy behind the camera, Playmaker, what are your thoughts on the matter?
On what?
Yeah, what do you think? Are there any horror movie characters you want to get down and dirty with? Yeah, go ahead, come on screen.
I mean, I don't know if you could consider it necrophilia, but Bride of Frankenstein.
Alright, we're already out. Yeah, out. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have. No.
They shunned him for he spoke the truth.
You can't open. When the first thing you say is necrophilia, I think that's enough. That's enough of a conversation.
Let's run it back.
Okay, I'll give you another try. Go ahead. All right. Who is going to be your horror movie go-to? Like, you're trying to bag a baddie. What does that look like for you?
When I was younger, granted, it's one of my favorite franchises of all time. I always thought Sidney Prescott was. She's hot. She was so pretty. So I could see what Billy Loomis was going after. Before he decided to be a homicidal maniac, but I guess that started when he killed her mom.
Oh, how did I forget, dude? Matthew Lillard, Stu Macher. Oh my God, that's a fucking baddie right there.
It's a scream, baby!
It's a scream! I think that you have plenty of options, and for all you freaks out there, if you guys wanted me to talk about giant kaijus and monsters, or maybe other brutal things like that, I'd go ahead and subscribe. Yeah, maybe that's in the future. I don't know. We'll see. What do you think? But I should let you guys know that Love is in the Air this October, which hopefully that if my editing rates go quicker, this will be out next week and not in November. But I do believe that anyone out there can find true love. Now, whether that means that your white shirt's going to be a little bit more red, or if you're going to get in killer shape, I believe that your opportunity is just right around the corner. So go ahead. Open up that door. It might be the love of your life knocking. Or it might be a serial killer ready to skin you alive and wear your skin to Thanksgiving. Ultimately, though, you never know. Hi, I'm Benzie Rocket. I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Special shout out to Playmaker for giving me a hand setting up everything. Once again, filming in my garage. So, a lot of work to set this up. And also, I'm pretty sure we might get mauled by coyotes here in a minute. But if you want to see more of this, please feel free to like, subscribe, and check me out on social medias. I'm on Instagram, TikTok. That's it. Because I'm not an old person who's on Facebook. I'm on Patreon. If you should get Patreon, let me know. Yeah. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. And if you have any ideas for anything else that you want to see the pros and cons of and why you should date them, let me know. For those of you who actually voted on my Instagram, you guys voted for this video. And I want to let you know, that Finboy video, completely done and ready. I honestly thought there was going to be way more people who wanted to see that. Nope, everyone voted for this video. So, this is what you get.
I voted for it.
Yeah, I know, I saw. Motherfucker. But
I know you.
nonetheless, thank you so much once again for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the next one.